Yes. Okay, welcome everybody to the October Parks and Recreation meeting. We don't have a quorum, so we won't be voting on anything, but we'll run through the meeting agenda just to get caught up. The minutes have just been distributed to you guys, so you haven't had a chance to go over them. So I guess we will look at the meeting minutes when you get home at your leisure. Terry will send them out to everybody electronically, and then if you have any changes, let Terry know. But as it stands, the draft minutes will be our meeting minutes. All right, so I don't need to ask if there's any corrections, and a second to that motion. So we will just table the approval of the meeting minutes for October until everybody has a chance to go over them at their leisure at home when Terry sends them out. Send in any changes that you might have to her, and she'll make those corrections and send out the corrected copy. Okay. Based on that, we will go through our agenda. So I would like to welcome everybody today. We will have a short presentation from Mr. Heckathorn, but I'd like to go around and get an introduction for all the folks that are here. Go ahead.
First?
Yes.
I'm Mindy Monafuco. I chair the Bike Ped Committee for City of Cambridge, just City Advisory.
Okay, thanks, Mindy.
Dave Horax, I live at Maple Street. I butt up next to Maple Street Park.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Vicky Warx, I live with you.
I'm James Heckathorn, I'm the president of Candy Rebels.
Thanks, James.
Sherry Davis.
Ty Davis, we live over here in Willow Creek, just kind of across the street.
Okay, all right, great.
I'm Tara Abbott, I live in Auburn.
Okay. All right, and then we'll go through so everybody knows who our board members are. Then we'll start with David Biscar.
Ryan Potter, I'm the city's planning manager.
Jerry Nelsey, Public Works Director.
Mary Johnson, I'm the chairman of the Parks Board.
Terry Jones, Parks Board member.
Kathy Ray Smith.
Joe Davis, City Council.
Okay. We've gone through everybody and all the introductions. James, I'll have you go ahead and do your presentation now, and then when you're done, if you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to.
Well, I have some collateral.
While James is doing this, let me just give, obviously James is a representative of the Canby Rebels, or Oregon Rebels, so they're called, and not this past weekend, but a couple weekends prior, the Canby Rebels had 2 softball tournaments on consecutive weekends. One, they had 16 teams attend, and then the next one 14. So very well attended and ran and operated well. Andrew, now we do have a board. This is Andrew Hale, and he is also a board member. And so that was, the completion of Maple Street Park, the surfing in the field. So, anyways, now that James has handed out his materials, go ahead, James.
Yeah, so again, we are the Candy Rebels. We represent the youth softball group here in Canby. But we also have a competitive side of our organization, and that is the Oregon Rebels. And those are our teams that are traveling, here in the Northwest, or maybe regionally, Arizona, California, Colorado, those things. But we do serve underneath Candy kids. So currently we have 7 tournament teams, and we typically field 4 to 6 rec teams in the springtime. So we serve right around 200 girls here in town. We practice at Maple Street Park. We also utilize the fields at Baker Prairie Middle School. But primarily it's been Maple Street Park for many years. We also maintain the infield surface. The parks takes care of everything else there. We try to pitch in when we can. We take a lot of pride in the field surface. So I passed out, there's this map here that has the Northwest region. You can see the softballs. It's just a quick at a glance. The last couple of years, we've had teams come from all over the Northwest, including Alaska and Hawaii, that we hosted here in Canby. So this last year, we brought in 1,000 different athletes and their families to play in our tournaments. And then on the backside, you'll see that these are our plaques that we give out for the winners of tournaments. We try to showcase Maple Street Park, the city of Canby, and then this year we also featured several local businesses, the Backstop, the Wild Hair. We also did a Frank Cutsworth Memorial Tournament and a Bob Rapp Memorial Tournament, which, if you don't know, Maple Field 2 is the Bob Rapp Field. So Bob Rapp is a member of the Oregon USA Softball Hall of Fame. He was a big part of starting softball here in Canby kids, also with the Clackamas Community College softball team. So they have a memorial scholarship, which we donate and try to keep promoted as well. So you'll see on here, there's a whole list of the tournaments, and then at the bottom, we showcase our Wrap It Up tournament. That was our last tournament on the dirt before we turned over to the Parks group to get the turf in. So we did have 2 tournaments on the turf this fall, this September. We got a lot of great feedback. The girls loved it. Heard a lot of parents talking about how they brought their older daughters here in the dirt field and how amazing it is to have these 2 fields here in Maple Street Park. And the park itself is just a gym, and they love bringing their whole family on a tournament weekend if they can play in the splash pad. I didn't get pictures on here, but there's times when the girls are waiting for their next game, so they're grabbing pickleball and they're playing pickleball out there too, doing that stuff. So it's a great park. I love it. I spend a lot of time there myself. The kids really enjoy it, and I can't say thank you enough to everyone involved in making this happen for the kids in Canby. It's a real blessing for the girls to be able to play on turf year round, especially in the rain. But we also recognize our duty as an organization in town that we have a huge impact on the economy when we bring these groups in. So that's why we've made these little coupon books. We've been doing this for the last 3 years, but this year we really ramped it up. We had some businesses partner with us, and that's why you'll see discounts or special promotions. The other ones are just businesses that we wanted to showcase in town, so families knew where to go eat, somewhere to shop, something fun to do. So we spent a little over $4,000 of our money to do this. Vanessa Zimmerman, our treasurer, spearheaded it, and then we used the Busy Bees, Brittany Hopping's business here in Canby, and she did all the work here included. So I guess that's a kind of a recap of what we've been doing. We're looking forward to doing some showcase league type tournaments in the spring and fall months, like a Thursday night light series, getting families out there at the park on a Thursday evening, playing some softball under the lights, and then trying to do, we want to call it like Canby Crush, like getting the girls out there and just having fun hitting the ball and doing like home run derbies and stuff that way too. So, and obviously Ryan's not here, but looking forward to working with baseball too and getting them some tournaments out there at Maple as well. So, all right.
Anybody have any questions for James?
I see you have like 8 tournaments. It says here you can have that many more because of the fields, though.
Yeah, this last year we actually were really lucky. We didn't have any that got rained out because we also utilized the high school fields. But it just so happened that everything lined up this year where we didn't have too much weather. We didn't have to do a lot of field prep and stuff. We were able to make them all happen. So we're actually looking to expand our tournament offerings. We do everything through USA softball. There's other groups, that would be interested, U-Trip and, trying to get some more like college exposure stuff, because we do have 8U girls all the way to 18U. And so those 18U girls are really looking to, get coaches seeing and doing that stuff. So we've done stuff in the past with Maddie Higgins. Mike Higgins hosted a all-star tournament at Maple Street Park, specifically during the COVID era. And that brought some coaches to see girls and stuff too. So we like to try to do more of that. Previously it was a little harder because you couldn't guarantee that it was going to go off, so coaches didn't want to take the time to make the trip out. So
Anybody else have any?
I'll
Kathy.
make a comment. I don't have a question, but I have a comment if that's
Sure.
okay. I just wanted to say thank you as well for not only providing an option for economic infusion, but also a positive athletic outlet for the youth of our area. I think that's fantastic.
our pleasure.
Anybody else? I went up there a couple times during the tournaments. I stopped by, to see how they were going, and everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. The concession stand was in full force. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the hot dogs smelled good, the sauce, I mean, everything. It's like, if you get a chance to go up there and just to watch a game or two, it's, I mean, I'm old, not playing anymore, and I just kind of look forward to going up there and watching, youth participate in some of the games. It's a good atmosphere, so. Anyways, I think James is doing a great job. He's a good advocate for the businesses in town and for the Rebels, and so I commend him on the job that he's doing here. Anybody else have anything, even visitors? I mean, a couple of people say they live by Maple Street Park. Do you have any comments?
No, it's been great. I mean, it's nice to see the fields, and it's nice to see that the girls will be able to play on the ground, because you see some of like second base would just be a puddle. You couldn't even find second.
Right.
And so to see it now is really beautiful. It looks really great. Did a nice job of it.
And we hope, through the years prior to ever coming up on spring, that, our public works guys do a great job up there, and we'll get those outfields looking really good too, so it'll really clean that up, so, yeah. I think it'll be great.
Yes, yeah, for sure. You guys do a lot of great work out there, so. Not just at Maple Street, but.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Thanks for thanking us. That's nice. Positive. Yeah.
They show up when the power goes out, or we need something out there on the weekends for us. Because we typically, on our tournament weekends, we take care of all the garbage and refuse around the park. But if they have something go haywire, they're always there and they show up for us. So I like to think we're great partners out there doing what we do, so we can do it without you guys.
It is impressive how small this town is. That trip breaker
Yeah.
called like 8 people, and everyone was willing to come in and like bring a key and all that stuff, so.
And while James is here, and I'm gonna skip down to Maple Street Park, so the lights we're hoping to have those operational by the end of the month,
Couple weeks, we should.
like in 2 weeks.
That, I think they'll be done easily by then.
And also, if you haven't, there's a couple of scoreboards that were donated by one of the citizens here in Canby, and they donated the money to purchase the scoreboards to be put up, so we have scoreboards that are mounted on one of the light, or on 2 of the light poles out there. And James has the control panels now, so when the electrical conduits do it and everything gets hooked up, we'll get those and tested and operated too, so it's gonna, I think it's gonna be great, so. Anyways, you're done.
Yay.
Unless you want to stay. Thank you. All right, let's go around before we get into our normal business. Mindy, do you have anything that you wanted to comment on? Just wanted to.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if anything was gonna be reviewed on where the progress on the ordinance thing is. If
No.
not,
No, we have,
any logging road in.
I told Bruce that we couldn't add him to the agenda for this month, but maybe next month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
And he was good with that.
Yeah.
And we're working with the police on it and
Yeah,
we're moving
I mean,
forward.
it's just in the midst of
Yep.
being worked on, so, yeah, okay, well, in that case, I'll go home and watch Only Murders in the Building.
next, do you have anything that you wanted to cover? Or are you just here to observe as well?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. We were told that we're possibly gonna talk about the new playground equipment and what would possibly be happening with that at some point.
Yes,
I don't know that it's on your agenda, I didn't see your agenda, don't know.
it is.
And then also, like your lights, how impactful are they gonna be of the neighborhood? Because they're pretty tall and we were told at a meeting a year ago or so, that they weren't going to be impacting the residents. So just wanna make sure that that's.
Right, I'll let Jerry, you want to go, because they're.
Yeah,
We see the construction constantly, we see them in the park, and
Right.
work on it. It's been amazing.
yeah, they shouldn't impact you. We won't know for sure what it looks like until they're on, but it's supposed to, planning reviewed it, we reviewed it, everyone's good. And then we're putting in lights on the path too,
Walking path, yeah.
which is gonna be, I think those are gonna be more of an impact to you guys than the big lights, because they go off at what, 10:30 or whenever our parks close. But those will be
Yeah,
on
March
at
is
night.
supposed to be closed at 10.
So, yeah, we wanna work with all you neighbors, make sure that it doesn't affect you.
But the lighting company, Musco Lighting, I mean, we've been told this is, direct lighting, it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
Like the pickleball, you can draw a line where it hits pickleball.
Right,
courts are kind of similar.
Right.
Well, and even then, when it went through planning review, we saw that it did overspill a little bit, and so we asked that they shield it and position it more, so it would direct it more, so there was less overspill, and so they tweaked it, and then sent us a new lighting plan that showed that it would have less overspill.
Yeah, there is that one light that's on the building. The
On the concession stand.
yeah, and it faces towards the south end,
Mhm.
and it's pretty bright, and I mean, it lights up the inside of our house.
Okay,
I mean, I do not need to turn a light on at night to go from my bedroom to my kitchen.
really?
And that light's been there for.
Oh, why? It's fairly new.
Yeah, upgraded.
Well, it went out and I called, I think I called Jeff at the time and they replaced it, but man, it's super,
We
super
went through
bright.
the same thing with weight on the bathroom, because LEDs really,
Oh, yeah.
because it's
bright.
not shining down, it's one of them that just.
Yeah,
lights up.
Is there anything we can do with that?
Yeah,
It would.
it doesn't come into our bedroom because we have a arborvitae or a rhodie in the corner, so it doesn't come into the bedroom, but the rest of the house, yeah, I can go up the stairs, our upstairs bedroom is bright and light, yeah, it's pretty intense.
Maybe take a look at it.
That's the problem, if it lights straight out.
Yeah, yeah, Terry, you guys
Across the mark and it's bright.
Okay. I'll talk to the person to see if there's something different. So
It's
that's why I
pretty-
don't like this weed street lighting where,
Thanks, Mindy.
Yeah, it aims it down, but that one is more out.
yeah,
And the one before, the bulb in there before wasn't, we don't remember it being that bright, but the new one, holy mackerel.
it's the real deal, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
intense.
yeah,
We'll take a look, Jerry.
yeah,
Is it there for safety purposes?
just so you can see around the bathroom and all that. Same thing at Wade, that when they put that new one in, it got the people across the street, it did the same thing.
It's pretty intense.
Next.
Yeah, Todd Davis. I was here a couple months ago and unfortunately, instead of a really positive story to tell, we've been having bad experiences when we walk the trail that's behind us. Kind of goes, not as bad on the logging road, but the trail that goes over by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, goes along the river.
West side,
On the east,
right? The thing on the, right up there.
Just right.
You know,
that's literally behind my back.
yeah.
Okay, all right,
Logging road's that way.
yeah.
So, same issue as 2 months ago. My wife and I, we walked that trail from our house, then walking the trail and then back to our house. It's a 2 mile walk. Yeah, if you go up to where you can see the river, yeah, you're looking at the trail right there. So we do that trail, and people all the time, not all the time, a good percentage of the people that are walking their dogs don't have them on leash, don't have them under control. And I brought this up 2 months ago. I think the thought 2 months ago was, let's put something on our Facebook page. I don't think anybody was reading the Facebook page because nothing's changed at all. I personally would like to see better signage. I can tell you, just a couple weeks ago, my wife and I, when we were out there, probably about 100 yards away from us, 2 people had 3 dogs off leash, fairly big dogs. They come running at us while the owners are 100 yards away. And
They were charging.
They were charging.
ahead to-
And
towards
and
us.
I'm standing there on 1 foot with the bottom of my shoe up. So that the first thing it's gonna have is the bottom of my foot. And it came and one of them, I think it jumped on you.
Yeah, I had my feet up and I was yelling, no, no, they were not.
Are there signs at the parking lot where those people go? There's signs.
Yeah, I took a picture of the sign, just on the way over here because we passed one of the parking lots on the way here. But both the parking lots, the first word on the sign is leash. It says,
So what do you do? What do you do?
it says
Call
leash
code
and clean up after
enforcement.
pet.
It's an enforcement issue, yeah.
Call code enforcement.
There's no number on the sign, there's no, the sign doesn't have anything like ordinance such and such that looks official. I don't know why people ignore it, there's no way to call in. I called the police last time,
No, that's.
and then they put me in contact with, I forget your name,
Jerry.
Jerry. And then I came to the meeting, but.
So it should be, we're not gonna. We should put it in addition to the sign, I guess, to, if you're not adhering to the rules, then. It would be
I don't
call code enforcement. I mean, what else do you do?
It got to me, police came back to me. And I don't know what's
Was
that.
there a recommendation that you suggest more signage?
Well, if there's a sign and there's a leash law in the city, right? I mean, there is a leash law, I thought. Your dogs are.
There is a
supposed to be
leash
on
law.
Okay, and if your dogs are off leash, then you're not following the law.
Correct.
So then you should call code enforcement.
It's an enforcement thing. We're not able to police that. I mean, we can.
That's not.
If the
ours.
police, no, it's not. If the police need more verbiage with the signs, we could add that stuff to feel more, comfortable. But I don't know, it went to police and it ended up back with me and I don't remember where it went. It ended up coming here.
That's
Kara, the plan was Kara was gonna try to do some social media stuff and help us out with that.
Let's go back to George Trail.
Yeah, I guess I'll follow back up with George and see what his thoughts are on that. And will you come to are you coming to the next meeting?
I'll be coming to
Okay.
these. This is a problem that I think needs to be solved, so I'll try to
Well,
be
it's
nice
not-
about it, but I'll be coming every month if I have to.
It's not our parks board.
It might.
It's a
It may
code
be.
enforcement.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the bike path, it's the people using it.
Right.
And we can't control that.
I think
It's
signage
people not
can make a
doing the right
difference, though.
thing.
I think signage can make a difference. If you have signage that encourages people to turn in others that are violating, and when people see the sign and they say, oh, people are being encouraged to turn us violators in, they're less likely to do it. Nowadays, I walk clear off the path and they just walk straight through with their dogs off leash. It's not even, I probably wouldn't care a lot if they were, 100 feet off into the middle of the area.
Well, we're,
They're literally just going right down the path and expecting
we're
everybody
either
else.
gonna have to put up an additional sign or whatever, but it's not gonna be solved here today at this
Yeah.
meeting. We need to, we've, it's just like any sign. I mean, you put up, there's a lot of signs. You put up a speed limit sign, 50 miles an hour, people are gonna go 60 or 70. People don't adhere to the signs, but there should be a way around it. If somebody is violating, they should be able to go to code enforcement.
There's different levels of signage too. This signage looks really nice. It looks like it was made by the doggy bag company. And so, they put the doggy bags up and they have the generic doggy bag company sign. That doesn't look the same as a sign that's in, white background with red letters, says ordinance and some big long number on it. And it says, please call for enforcement. And it's there right on the path and you have to walk past it. That kind of sign is more effective. I'm not asking for perfect. What I'm asking for is something that's credible, that people will see it and that will know that they're breaking the rules instead of just, most people just doing whatever it is that they want to do.
Jerry will get with George.
Yep.
We'll come up with something.
Perfect.
Thanks.
I would also recommend you go to the city council meeting under public comment.
Yeah, that might be helpful.
I think you're gonna get more traction in this group. This group isn't the enforcing power, the directing power. Okay, so I would recommend you go to the city council and hear your concerns there.
And you're in city council, right?
Yes, I am.
And that's once a month too, or
Twice a week.
twice a month? Okay, so we should.
You guys meet tomorrow?
First and third, but we don't meet tomorrow because the majority of the city council's out of town.
Okay.
Following Wednesday, they move that meeting to the following Wednesday.
At the beginning of those
That's good.
meetings, they have a
Good call,
yellow
Joe.
public comment card that you just fill that out, turn it into the desk. The mayor will call you up and you can go up
And they'll,
and address
and
council.
they'll feel a little bit more,
And then it goes through the mayor to the city administrator, and then she can funnel it through us and
To
say.
the department heads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We don't take it to the department heads.
Right.
It's up to the city administrator.
Yeah.
Where are those meetings?
Down at City Hall where the library's at.
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah, and they do the public testimony early and late, so if we get there early, we don't have to stay through the whole meeting.
You're next. Have anything, or are you just waiting to
Yeah,
discuss
I'm
all
just waiting for this part, that's all.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate you guys.
When I saw that workout thing going, I got real upset, but whatever.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Regarding the topic that was just discussed, there are so many people with dogs in this community, and I think many of the people go to the parks so that they can let their dogs go free and get exercise.
100%.
Yeah, it's not the
They should
same
walk somewhere else.
quality of exercise if they're on a leash because they're reined in. And I'm thinking what might be a possible solution, it's just an idea I'm throwing out there, is maybe have certain parks or trails or things designated that this is dog friendly, and then have park areas where leashes are required and will be enforced, so that there is an opportunity and an outlet for people. Because where I take my dogs, there are people that have been going there for 30 years and, are on like their fourth dog, and they said, we always come here. And I'm sympathetic to that because I have.
Well, we have, basically, we have 3 areas to take. You have Malala State Park, which is let your dog run all you want, I guess. We have this that really isn't a dog park. It wasn't assigned or wasn't set aside as being a dog park, but people have started taking their dogs there for exercise or whatever. And then we've got one that's in the process of on the CIP to maybe build a dog park on the south side of town on Walnut Creek. I have a dog, and most people in here do, but
Can I add to that real quick? Kathy Ray, Kara is on the same page as you. She wanted to make an ordinance, go through council, a process for what you're talking about. So you might get in touch with her.
I think it's a good idea to
Yeah.
do something along those lines so that the people that aren't comfortable with dogs being loose can go to walk where they know that it's required leash, because if every place is required leash, it kind of defeats the purpose. Because I, for one, enjoy being in the Pacific Northwest, and letting my dogs run as I'm on a trail with, you know, trees and ponds and whatever, because
Where do
I.
you take them?
I take them to the Malala State Park, or Malala River State Park. And there have been some signs added to the trail around the park, and I don't know, I can appreciate if people aren't comfortable around dogs or don't want dogs running free, but I've had large dogs charge at me because they're just happy to see it, and I'm not afraid of dogs, so I just, oh, look at that cute doggy, they wag their tail, and, but if people are afraid of dogs and the dog's running up toward them just because they're social creatures, you know, they may be fearful of it, whatever their justification is, and if there are signs up, I understand that people, you know, expect that they be followed, but I also feel that, you know, there's so many people with dogs. And I mean, my whole purpose going to the park is to take a walk and let my dogs get some exercise.
We are not the enforcers or the whatever of the dog rules. I mean, if you talk with George Turlow and there should be a sign, we put
We'll
a
do it,
sign
yeah.
out there, and there would need to be, you know, call, but this dog issue has become, it's not part of the agenda. I'd like to move on with the agenda. Okay. I mean, this- why, you know, I mean, the dog issue is something that just keeps, you know, coming up. We need to put in, you know, we need to put a, you know, I know Kara said that she was gonna put something on Facebook in regards to, you know, this issue, and, you know,
But
those conversation happen. And unfortunately, she's not here, you know, to put a, you know, to give us the.
Counselor Davis has the right idea on that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the way to solve that.
Right.
Can I have one more little tidbit to? Dr.
Sure.
We put more doggy bag spots at Maple Street Park, because you have them at the two playground areas, but people come in from the Oak Street and also from the north end of Maple, and there's no doggy things. And we talked at the meeting whenever, when Jeff was still around, that would be something we'd like to put in, is more doggy things. If people don't grab them, or their dog does decide their duty over on the far side and they don't have a bag, so they just leave it. And
So if they're not by the playground, can we add it? Can we, along the trail, can we add a?
yeah,
on
and the
Oak.
two spots where they come, when you come in from Oak and Maple.
Light.
Right, like on the doggy bag.
I just,
Maybe, and maybe we need an ordinance, a dog, can we get a dog board?
but yeah,
It could.
All right,
alright, just that,
I'll check into that too.
I mean,
all right, so Jerry, you want to go through, we had legacy was, you want to just tell everybody what happened?
Just had a ribbon or a grand opening, and it was great, had a good turnout. I counted, I think, just around 20 of us there, and a bunch of kids that showed up, so that was fun. They were fun on it. Ryan took a bunch of good pictures if anyone wants them. So it's up and running. I don't know if there's anything else to say on that.
It won't be on the agenda. It's not.
Maple Street,
We talked about.
real quick, the trees have been taken down and trimmed up. I don't know if anyone noticed.
I did notice,
We did.
and I've heard positive comments.
Okay.
There are still 2 dead trees over in the small playground area. Will those?
I think
still come out?
I think so too. I'll check on that though. Yeah, the power, like we talked about, should be done in a couple weeks. And then Auburn Farms real quick, I think that's why you're here. It's, we're working on it. We're gonna, I don't know if you heard the plan, but we got kind of direction from Parks Advisory and Council. We're gonna get it designed, out to bid.
I
Get
thought
it
it
ready.
was designed. Remember the last big meeting we had, the library?
It's at 30%.
Oh, great. I thought it was already,
But
yeah, but then those, yeah, this is what you guys showed it.
yeah, what we're doing is we're going to 100% design, putting it out to bid, getting it approved by city council and start construction July 1.
You need another help with it? I'm here, I'm ready.
We're gonna be bringing back stuff,
Okay.
for parks crew to look at, just to make sure we're all on the right track. But no, I was directed to get this thing started July 1. So we could have started it earlier, but we would have to phase it and we wouldn't have done it.
Well, we saw the
right,
crops going
and-
and we're like, it's not happening
Oh,
this
it's,
year.
yeah, we wanted to just do it right.
Yeah.
Get everything in there, do it once and not just piecemeal stuff together. So we're gonna wait a few more months, kind of like what we did with Maple. It took an extra time, but it sure turned out nice, so.
Jared, can we get that sign put up so that the people know it's coming?
I've been waiting, to hear from Eileen on that. So yeah, I wanted to, what do we want to put up exactly? I'm glad you brought that up, Jim. Just like a coming soon, July 1, this is what we're,
Yeah, a picture,
Okay.
maybe the rough design of it, you know,
Something
something like
something
that.
like
Do you
that,
think you're gonna edit this still?
yes.
Well,
yeah,
they have to have construction design. That's more input design, and they have to have construction.
yeah, that, Jim, I
In order
kind
to bid it.
I don't know as if I'd put that up, like that,
Yeah.
something, but maybe not put. the-
I'll talk to,
Because they deserve an update on where it's at. See what happened, to be transparent on this, is they put it out to bid and it came back quite a bit more money than they had anticipated. Instead of phasing it in and doing certain sections and then adding it to the next budget, we said, okay, let's do it right. Let's get everything we said we would do, but let's do it when we can update the CIP so that we can do the full amount.
so, yeah, I'll work on that. I'll talk to HHPR about what they think we could put out there on a sign, just to show it off. Let them know when it's coming, when we're gonna start construction.
And it's still gonna be a topic of conversation because Public Works has sent out 3 options to our board that we can look at, and, you know.
For the
decide
playground.
For the playground.
Yeah.
Playground.
I feel like I bring a different set of eyes forward of
Well, Barry,
children age.
can you maybe work us three, maybe us three?
And I'm on the board of the, at our HOA. So we
Maybe Barry, you and I get together with the HOA and
Right, why don't, if you give Terry your email address?
what's your schedule? You around during days or is it evenings or?
Yeah, I don't work.
Oh, perfect.
It's
Okay,
on a bunch
so,
of boards.
so
So evenings and this work. Yeah, I know. TV party.
That's all you have.
I think that's all I have, unless I forget.
No, I mean,
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, we have
you
a
can
meeting
pass-
tomorrow and I was like,
And we'll get that sign that Counselor Davis was talking about and you can pass on that we're planning on getting this done.
thank you.
no, I mean, I think that's all you had. I mean, we talked about adding Pellet Park to the CIP, but we really, as we talked earlier, I think, Jen, I mean, we don't need a motion to add the Pellet Park to the CIP now. If
Well, I
we're
was gonna
putting it
cover
on the
that.
budget, you were
We're
gonna
gonna
cover
go
it.
into my report.
Excellent. We'll move on.
Okay.
We'll go. All right, staff update, Ryan, do you have anything for us?
I don't really have anything big, but in our joint session the other night, the mayor said something that I kind of wanted to use going forward. He said something about, you know, this board gets, and our parks department gets so many things done each year, but people don't really are aware of it. So I was thinking it'd be cool if I put together each year like a PDF of this graphical that kind of like highlights all the stuff that got done. And you know, I was taking pictures of the fitness court opening, so I was thinking we could put pictures of that. We could put pictures of the Maple Street turf and lighting and all that, and then we can put it on the website and stuff. So if anyone has any ideas of what we would want to put on that, just let me know.
Okay,
That sounds good, right?
Yeah, Sounds good. Let's see what else.
That's all I had.
That's so. All right, Andrew Hale.
Kepler. So we had a meeting yesterday. It was quick. We had a brief update on the website progress because we're working with a friend of a friend to create a website. One thing, and maybe this is a question for you, Ryan, somebody that I could get in contact with at the city. We need help getting some pictures to put on the website for what Kepler is trying to support. So just some, maybe not necessarily copying what the city's already done, but if you guys have pictures of what, of the parks. Sure. That we could get, who would I need in contact?
You can email me and then I'll get someone to
Okay.
assemble some stuff for you.
Awesome, I'll do that. And then, yeah, we just want to get some pictures of the parks so we can say, yeah, this is what we're trying to support.
Is there anything, even, preliminary on your website that anybody can look at?
I haven't seen it yet. I don't think we have preliminary yet. It's just being assembled. It's actually one of the guys on the board, Ryan Nelson, his buddy that did the website for DirectLink is helping out with it. So just in spare time. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of. Yeah.
Canby area parks?
Oh,
What is
yes,
Cappard
okay,
Center?
Cappard is interesting. Cappard is Canby Area Parks and Rec District. It was formed in like the 60s to fund the pool a long time ago, and then it has just kind of existed in the background since then. But it could potentially be a mechanism that we all work together to support park funding. Just right now, it isn't doing that. So that's our goal, is to, well, we shrunk the size of the district down to the city, essentially the city limits. It's a little bigger than that. And then in the next, well, near future, I don't have a date, but we'd like to get a bond out to fund the parks and work along with this group in the city. I'm on both boards, actually. I'm appointed to this one and I was elected to the other one in 2017, so.
So in essence, it's creating like a dwelling, family park and recreation, or Stahamon.
Yeah.
Parks, we don't have a park district here, the city would like us.
Yeah.
District.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Well, I mean, it's existed since the 60s, it just doesn't have any fun. So yeah, the website, that cost me $60. It costs everybody 60, well, in the group, it costs us all $60, but we'll have a website. I think that's for 2 or 3 years. So.
Anything else?
I need to reschedule.
Yes.
I'll catch up with you.
Yeah, and Jim.
Yep. I knew he was gonna be out of town, so.
Yeah. All right, Jim, do you have anything?
Yes, at the council meeting, I brought up the issue of parking on Maple Street and the fears and the safety of the parking on Maple Street when tournaments are happening and or events are happening at Maple Street Park. Since they put the sidewalks in, it's narrowed Maple Street, and I personally went up there during one of the tournaments and just kind of watched. And there's some safety issues with even cars getting out of the main parking lot because of where the parking is. I think Jerry and we talked about that, or at least I talked to Eileen about that, as far as looking at limiting the parking by those driveways, because when cars pull out, they literally can't see. And so we're just waiting for some accidents to happen with cars pulling out there. And the bigger fear is people unloading kids and stuff, and people not being able to see the kids, because of parking on Maple Street, hence the need for additional parking in Maple Street Park. So we'll be asking Jerry to work with this group to come up with a recommendation. We've got that land out there already, possibly for increasing parking at Maple Street. That we take full advantage of that, but that's gonna have to be looked at as the impact fee or the parking back fees to help pay for that. But since it's a huge safety issue, we need this group and Jerry to take that on for the budget for next year. As far as how we can do that. I know there's some trees in that area, so can we work around that? And I think Jerry might have had some preliminary designs once upon a time when Bert Robinson was here. To actually look at that, on how we can, add, parking, at, Maple Street. The Ackerman Master Plan, I met with the city administrator and the Ackerman Master Plan of 2019. Some will recall that, but at one point there was an Ackerman Master Plan made of the what ifs. Property was purchased around the Ackerman Junior High for additional athletic fields. And so we've pulled that out of the cobwebs and sent that over to Patrick. But I know that there's possibilities there, and especially as the city administrator is working with the school district superintendent as we move forward on what that might look like. Remember, Cogeo is looking for additional property at 40 acres for athletic field complexes. And no matter how you look at it, under the new city comp plan that they're doing, wasn't updated since 1982, that's going to take some time, because the fact that once they adopt it, then it only becomes a boundary, right, for future growth. So that could take some time. Meanwhile, we have a need for additional athletic fields owned by the city. And so if we pull that out, look at the Ackerman complex, and then also look at what can be done if we secure the land over by Baker Prairie, where the ball fields are at Baker Prairie, where they have 2 softball fields or baseball fields, as well as soccer fields, and the property along Township. So if we start adding those pieces in, what's the acreage that we come up with in the future for athletic fields as a remedy to show some proactive movement with Cogeo for putting in additional athletic fields that are addressed in the comprehensive plan too, 40 acres in the comprehensive plan, but that's what Cogeo needs. Now, I have no update from Patrick in regards to, I know he is working with some other cities, and other cities are offering up some property, and so they're kind of looking at, well, do we do something in this city, and do we do something in Canby, you know, but the need is now, you know, and so we're going to try to move that project, and we'll push that project forward the best we can, especially with the Ackerman complex. And now ideally is if we could get the junior high for a community center and get the property to where we can do something with the adult center as well as the swim center, because we don't own that property, you know. So if we own that property, that's a different game, you know, in regards to what we can do for an aquatic center as well as the adult center that is moving, and do we turn that into a teen center moving forward too. So that is a city council goal, by the way, too, in regards to the hotel and the athletic fields. So we have prioritized that as a goal for the city administrator this year. The joint park and city council meeting went very well. The Pedal Park presentation went very well. I think it was well received. Good job by staff and by Barry in regards to having Maddie come and make her presentation on the Pedal Park. So the way I understand that is it will be moved on to this group as well as Jerry to develop and readjust the CIP for projects. And then this group would approve it, send it on to city council for the CIP, adjusting the CIP to add in the Pedal Park and what other projects would be waylaid, not yours. But what other projects would be waylaid, and so that we can look at the Pedal Park project. And then impact fees. You know, I talked to the city administrator about it, the impact fees. We are low based on the park master plan. It's said in there you need to adjust those. You need to study these and adjust those, because as we have all this new construction that's happening in Canby, we're losing money based upon what other park and cities charge for impact fees for new construction, which allow us then to do more parks and things like that. So hopefully that gets directed by the city administrator wherever it might lie, whether it's gonna land in finance or wherever, but that needs to move forward.
We're actually, so Dawn has scoped updating all of our STCs in tandem with the comp plan. And so in addition to the traffic and the stormwater ones, we're gonna finish out the park STC study too. Cause it was kind of half baked with the master plan update. So they're gonna take what was done and then finish it out. So that's gonna be one of the goals for next year, is to finish the STC study for parks.
So that's still another year out.
Not a full year, but next year sometime. But the idea would be to boost our STC rates to.
Yeah, and Brian, I talked to Eileen about that the longer we wait, the more money we lose. So it seems to me we should be able to pull that out, since we approved the park master plan quite some time ago, and that was addressed. Because if we wait another year, that's that much more money that we lose being able to do additional parks and things like that. So I'll continue to work with Eileen and see if we get that move forward sooner than next year, at least through the normal process, because I know that we won't even see the comp plan update until probably mid next year at best, and that's far too long to get that approved. The school district did approve the remodel of the swim center. That was also the joint meeting that we had with Eric. And the school district apparently has to approve whatever's going on there. They did approve that. And the Wayside property that's on the agenda, I'm not quite sure, I reported on that quite some time ago, that the city attorney firm that we used did look at that and concurred with the last one, that we can't use that as athletic fields. So I'm not quite sure why that was on the agenda, but that opinion hasn't changed from our current city administrator or city attorney. We can take that off. And then as far as code enforcement on the Wayside property, I too am curious about that, because the fact that the majority of that property is actually county.
It's out of the city limits and out of the UGB. Part of it.
Yes.
That's
the problem, and I believe that that's what the problem is gonna be with code enforcement, trying to do enforcement on county property. So that might land up going to the county for enforcement. But I'll find that out from George, police chief, and try to get back that information. So.
our cemetery is the same way, Jim. Our cemetery out there, we call Clackamas County, not Canyon Police, because it's out of the city limits.
Right.
Same situation.
The same areas of the bike trail on the other side of 13.
Yep.
So that's what I had, unless you guys have questions for me.
I have one.
Yeah.
The, on North Maple coming out of the parking lots, Jim, was that something that we wanted to get, like the vision clearance striped soon?
I would say we should take that first traffic safety.
Okay, that's what I wondered, where that was at.
Yeah, we should take that to traffic safety committee, but we also don't want to impact any residents.
I know, that's why I was wondering.
Because, they've been able to park there for, if there is that.
Okay.
I don't know how the layout is for residents on the side where the park is.
Yeah.
But we also have to work with those residents too.
Okay, I'll take it to traffic safety and then, okay, that's what I was wondering, thanks.
Yeah, but Jerry, if you have time, try to pull your old plan out that you had with Greg and try to come up with some estimates of costs.
It was pretty good. We had it kind of like on a napkin and it worked. I mean, we were out there, he's like, Jerry, you need to build this thing. And I was all excited to do it because we kind of just laid it out, got the, the spots. And that's where
that's where I haven't really talked to Eileen about this, but it's been coming, it's been going, and that's what I was telling Barry about, is we need to get it on the capital improvement plan for next year, because it's here, we got to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and with the addition of the sidewalks, out there, and it's shrunk that street a little bit.
Yeah.
And we won't get a fire truck through there.
No. And we put in, when Rick was leaving, when we did the sidewalks, we actually even put a driveway approach in to that already, so we don't have to pull the sidewalk up.
Yeah.
If we wanted to come off Maple. So we're ready for it, we just need to figure it out and move forward.
Thank James.
Yeah, we can always take 4 barricades and put them right on the street and make sure that no one's parking.
Yeah.
The entrance
Oh,
too, so
That's a good,
It's a good temporary solution, yeah.
We just put them in the roll up and when we open up for.
okay, that's,
Popping out there.
that wouldn't impact the neighbors then, during the rest of the week. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But we have been putting verbiage in our current rules about the south parking lot, because that one's not used as much. Everyone tries to crowd into that northern parking lot.
What if they made, what if you made no parking in front of that,
Yeah, there's no houses here, Jerry.
Yeah,
strike that all along?
There's no housing there.
take all that, yeah.
Because pulling out of that parking lot, you can't.
The car
You can't
turns
see
away,
it.
yeah.
And it narrows that down to like 1 lane almost, that traffic's.
It's not just tournaments, that's an issue,
I was
right?
gonna say rodeo week.
I was gonna say, think about the fair,
You
that's the
can't
problem.
get 2 cars at
Yeah,
a time. Fair is horrible.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Jim, I have something too. Listening to Auburn Farms, and we're having so much input from the community, which is great. We've got no input on the pool and what's going on there. I don't think anybody knew what the plan is, and I'd like to see him bring it to the board here and at least explain to us what they're trying to do.
That's a good point.
Could you ask Eileen to do that and
Yeah.
ask the staff there?
Yeah. See if we can get.
I don't think anybody knows what their plan is. I'm sure it's a good one, but I think something like that should come before us
Oh, yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Jim,
Yes.
can I steal your sign that's out front that you advertised for the new fire station that's still up there?
Yeah.
And put it to that?
Sure.
Okay, for
Yeah.
Auburn Farms for theirs.
Otherwise, we're gonna burn it.
That's what I was gonna say, I see that out there, that would save me, yeah. Okay.
I think adding the pool, because the pool area, the director used to come to all our meetings when I first came, 2016. And Rick Robinson was the city administrator, he used to come, and then when they changed administrators, I guess he was told, don't go to the Parks Board meetings anymore. Well, I don't know why, how do I get that? The pool is the pool is recreation. I don't know. How do we get it?
I think it's because when you talk to them at the pool, they're all very passionate about wanting it to change, but all they talk about is that the school district owns it, so there's nothing that the city can do, so they've given up, because they're just gonna live with what they have, because it's not the mercy of them.
Yeah.
But they are very passionate about wanting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I used to come.
We're pretty glad. We might be able to help them if they would come here. That should be under, that should be under this umbrella.
But we got a 20-year lease now too on that land, so that changed everything.
That's exciting.
I think if we get all the groups working together, we can do a lot more.
Mhm. Yeah, like building new aquatics.
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to mention? Not. I have 2 announcements to make. Kathy Ray, I think this one was, you sent an email to Jim sent it to me, and I think I emailed everybody else, but on Saturday, October the 26th, from 10 to 12-ish, they're doing a area beautification of, and, well, go ahead and explain what I said.
Saturday, the 26th, anyone that is interested can come and join Canby Area Beautification and our fire department firefighters. We're going to be planting along Highway 99E. The meeting point is across from Canby Builder Supply, and we'll be planting 60 Italian cypress trees and over 800 spring blooming bulbs. So spread the word. We're eager to have anyone interested come and join us. And we'll have some bottled water and some energy bars to help fortify everybody.
Don't touch that.
Thank you for mentioning that.
No, that's great. And if, yeah, I think maybe we can get Kara to put it on her webpage too. One other is they're having a ribbon cutting at Community Park, if everybody knows where, or if you don't know where Community Park is. On the south side, along the river, along the Malala River. They're having the Native Plant Sanctuary is having a ribbon cutting. They've done a lot of work there. And they're having that on Friday, October the 25th at 10:30. And they've worked a little bit with the high schools. The high school's been up there to help them. It's a Native Plant Sanctuary. They've done quite a bit of work. Jerry's been up there a few times. If you can make it on October 25th at 10:30, there will be lighted refreshments there as well. So.
I have one more quick question. I don't know who's in charge of it, but they put in, on Territorial and Locust, we got a crosswalk, which is great, but nobody stops at it. What is it, who would be, we were hoping when they did that, it was gonna come with a light, like the logging trail, like something to get people to stop. And then like 2 weeks ago, the cops did a sting all day. I watched lots of people run through it while the person was walking.
I got an idea for you on that. It's a traffic safety thing.
Okay,
And I can bring that up in the next meeting, and we're gonna have an extra push button crossing. I'll recommend, when we take the one out at Ivy, when we get the new one in, maybe I could consider putting it there.
yeah, because it's a great spot to cross. There's sidewalks everywhere, so people want to cross and are, I don't know when I'll ever feel comfortable letting my kids cross it because they don't know when going fast.
I'll bring that up with traffic safety with Maple.
Okay,
So you guys don't have to go.
thank you.
Okay, anybody else have anything? If not, our next meeting will be November 19th at 6:30 right here. Can I get a recommendation to adjourn? Kathy?
I
can I get-
recommend we adjourn. Stand adjourned.
Anybody second? Brian Oliver, second.
Yeah.
All right, all in
My name
favor,
is
say
minutes.
aye.
Right.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.